It certainly was an emotional time for those who knew the 3 State Patrol employees. And the message here today at the Sundome, more than anything, is that the 3 were well loved and how much they will be missed. The store does have a security camera, but the owners say it's only used to watch people coming in and out of the store. It doesn't record video or take pictures. This is what the wall looked like before the property owner cleaned it up. He says he has to break out the brush and the paint once a month to fight the graffiti. Kevin, I'm standing near the spot where our cameras caught a fisherman on tape the last time the water was high. Well, today that spot is almost underwater. 3 years ago, this is what the yard looked like. Today, it's a much different look. It was right here in this parking lot where the student testified that he and his former teacher, Michelle Taylor, had sex in her pickup truck last year, but her lawyer argued the teenager couldn't remember specific dates that would back up his testimony. Fireworks and weeds, not a good combination. It only took 20 seconds for this dry brush to catch fire. Yakima police say if you reported a panhandler on the side of the road, they say there's nothing they can do about it. It's a public street, they have the right to be there. But if you were in a drive-through and you were approached by a panhandler, you could report that to police because that's considered aggressive panhandling, and that's not allowed.
And I want my son to be removed.
Not a day goes by without Danette Baeza Garza feeling pain over the murder of her son, William Creeder, last December in Yakima.
People say, well, it's going to get better, you know, you can think about him and feel happy times, but that hasn't happened for me yet.
After several delays, the trial for his accused killer, Alexander Quintana, is now set for September 13th. But an overloaded Yakima County court system may push the trial date back further, delaying closure for Creeder's family. Just this week, another murder trial was delayed because the courtrooms are all full. The thought of more waiting is unbearable for Creeder's mother.
Just like a kick in the heart all over again.
Obviously, victims are living this every day, so that's a big concern.
Budget cuts to the court system are threatening to reverse progress the prosecutor's office and others have made to reduce the case backlog. When the courts began whittling down the backlog about 2 years ago, they were behind about 1,500 cases. They got that number down to about 918 at the beginning of this year, but because of budget cuts to the court, that number has crept back up to 1,050. Court administrators say they no longer have the money and manpower to keep up with cases.
The person who really was the instigator and overseer of the backlog is retiring. Because of budget cuts, we're simply not going to replace her.
Dates are set for other murder trials, but with Yakima County having to make more budget cuts, they too could be delayed. All the courts can do is to comfort the families, saying that justice will come someday.
They're trying to reassure them that we will get this case done. It's going to just take a little bit longer.
Even though nothing's going to bring Billy back, it makes us wait that much more for justice.
In Union Gap, David Mance, Cap KVUE, local news.
You hear a high-pitched sound that just kind of screams in your ear, and it's very annoying.
Like a little dog whistle. It is just beep, beep.
Those annoying sounds are coming from a new security system the city of Sela is using to protect its newest playground from vandalism. It's called Sonic Screen and can only be heard by young people. It was installed today, and teens like Guadalupe Toral and Martin Ramos, who are helping build the playground, clearly hear it.
A beeping noise.
A strong noise, a little beeping noise.
Now I'm annoyed at this, like, you know, like this is messing with me.
The sound being put out by Sonic Screen can only be heard by those between the ages of 15 and 23. I'm not within that age range, but those who can hear it tell me it's a sound as annoying as nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah,
starting to hurt my ears.
It's really irritating me now.
A website demonstrates what Sonic Screen sounds like.
That's what the teens hear.
And it basically sounds like a mosquito in your ear.
The system uses sound frequencies some teens already know about. They use them to communicate without adults knowing.
Same technology that kids in high school are using on their cell phones. They can the teachers don't hear it.
One teen doesn't think the system will prevent vandals from striking at the playground.
They might look for the noise, try to find it, try to steal whatever it is.
But Guadalupe Toral hopes it will keep troublemakers away to protect the hard work she's put into the playground.
Yeah, I would be angry. Now that I think of it, I've never built a playground. I'd be so mad.
In Sela, David Mance, Cap KVUE, local news.
There was a
Yakima Discovery Lab teacher Evan Jones says nothing livens up his classroom like song time when he picks up his guitar and plays for his students.
When things start to have a lull in the classroom, you can jump up and dance and sing, and it's great for first graders.
His kids truly enjoy song time when they get to put down their books and learn in different ways.
You can make rhythm with your feet, your hands, your mouth. It's like has words that we haven't practiced.
But over the weekend, the guitar Jones saved up to buy, a Christmas gift to himself, disappeared. Thieves stole it right from his classroom.
I saw the broken window and my first thought was the guitar, and I opened the door and the stand was empty, so yeah, it's kind of upsetting.
The guitar wasn't covered by school insurance since it was Jones's personal property, and without the guitar, song time would come to an end for the students indefinitely. And then just this morning, a discovery by the principal quickly turned the story from a sad one into a happy one. Principal Deborah Avis found the guitar covered, mysteriously left outside Jones's classroom. She immediately called him with the good news.
She gave me the amazing story that it was just leaning against the door this morning wrapped in a sheet.
I think his first word was wow. You know, he was really excited.
Jones's theory, maybe the thief suffered from pangs of guilt and decided to return the guitar.
Somebody had a change of heart, and so we get the guitar back.
It really warms my heart when people have that sense of consciousness and they want to make something wrong right.
But it won't stay in the classroom overnight anymore. Jones plans to bring it home with him for safekeeping.
That should take care of the problem. I think I learned my lesson.
In Yakima, David Mance, Cap KVU Local News.
Covering Central Washington, this is Cap 35 Nightline News Brief.
Good evening, I'm David Mance. Here's a look at tonight's top stories. Hundreds of items stolen from homes in Yakima's West Valley are discovered in a nearby home. Saturday, Yakima County Sheriff's deputies found tools, coins, and weapons in the home of Chris Sainsbury. Deputies arrested the 28-year-old. He faces charges of identity theft, possession of stolen property, and weapons charges. Deputies say the burglaries happened over the past 6 months at homes between Tieton and West Valley.
He was going out almost every night, late at night, riding on a quad up and down the streets, breaking into cars, stealing items out of unsecured garages, and just helping himself to whatever he came across.
Now, if you think you have stolen property that was confiscated by the Sheriff's Office, they're asking you to call them. Their number is 574-2500. 160 Whirlpool employees in Yakima are out of a job as the company shuts its call center located in downtown. The Yakima call center is one of 3 operated by Whirlpool in the United States. The company says due to fewer calls, it's closing the Yakima center and adding jobs at its other centers in Michigan and Tennessee. Some employees say they were blindsided by the closure. Good evening, I'm David Mance. Here's a look at tonight's top stories. Pasco police arrest 4 people and seize hundreds of marijuana plants at a home in an upscale neighborhood in West Pasco. Officers say this type of indoor grow is more common on the west side of the state, but not here. Police found up to 600 plants in the house and say the suspects even built a false wall to hide the grow. Nearby residents say the bust is a shock to the quiet neighborhood. An Oregon couple files a wrongful death lawsuit against the city of Richland and a local go-kart racetrack. 12-year-old Kenneth Jordan died in a race at the Tri-City Kart Club back in 2008. The boy was killed after his go-kart went through cable wire fencing. Court documents allege the city and the kart club were negligent in their design, maintenance, and operation of the racetrack facility. Winner of last week's $9.6 million jackpot steps forward today to claim Washington State's 3rd largest prize ever. 60-year-old Deborah Harden and her husband Jim say they rarely play the lotto, but after winning, she went back to the Chevron in Pasco where she bought the ticket to anonymously listen into what people were saying. Tonight, the couple took their grandchildren out to dinner to tell them the good news. Now here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Sun tomorrow, then a chance of showers for the next several days. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your evening. Stay tuned for Nightline.